So the $1 million question, my friends, I've done 5+ of them now at this point. I even put one out just last week, a cinematography reel. Do you need it in 2025? Well, if you're new here, my name is Brady. Welcome back to the channel, and I will be your host for the evening. I'm just being dramatic, guys. Listen, a cinematography reel. It's something that we talk about, a show reel, whether it's for directors, whether it's for graphic designers, colorists, cinematographers like myself, maybe like you. There's always that lingering question or weight over our heads of like, do we need it? Or even if we're just starting out, what is it and what do I need to know about that? I'm gonna go over all of that in this video. Tips that we need to know, how to be critical about it, how to come out with the best one, why you need one, etc. I'm just rambling at this point. Let's get straight to the point and dive straight in. What is the purpose of a reel? Well, essentially, the objective of a reel is to show off your best work. You want to show it to people who are going to hire you, the money makers, the people who are going to be getting you out on sets. We're talking about directors, we're talking about producers, anybody you may want to collaborate with, other friends as well. So you want to impress them and impress them fast. That's the main goal of it. It's difficult because people like to see projects. People want to see the final polished work that you've done, the final film, commercial, whatever have you. But for me in particular, I've got a lot of films that are actually going through film festivals right now and are private, because when in a festival, you can't publicly post said film. So it's difficult for me to actually post the work in any other form than snuck into a reel with 1 or 2 shots. So that's exactly what I did for my reel. I took what I thought was best and most impressive, whether it's budget, whether it's lighting, whether it's camera movement, whatever, I stuck that into my reel. So let's talk about some of the details of, what the heck do we put into it? How do I even start? If you've never done a reel, let's go through this together. The first thing you gotta do when you start making your reel is selecting footage. How do I even decide if all the work that you've done or the work that you wanna do, how do I even start accumulating all of that? Well, I've heard it a lot, I agree with it, is your reel needs to have diversity. It needs to show that you are a versatile cinematographer in this case. So you wanna have this diversity of work, but you also wanna have an amount of consistency, which makes absolutely no sense. What I mean by that is you wanna have a consistent style, something that if somebody's hiring you and paying you the big bucks for, they're gonna get this kind of look, whether it's a night scene, interior, or a day scene, outside, middle of the day, you're gonna have a little bit of your flavor drizzled in there. You really wanna focus your reel towards the work that you wanna get. So if you wanna be doing weddings, make your wedding reel. And then say you wanna do commercials on the other side, make your commercial reel, or music videos or whatever. Don't just mush it all into one and say, hey, I can do this and I can do this and I can do that, because it kind of just gets cluttered and screams like, I'll do everything, not like I'm a master at this. People hiring you for a short film or a feature film or whatever are gonna wanna see your work in that department. But what if you don't have this footage? What if you're new, which is totally understandable? What if you don't have it? There's a couple of different options. I think that spec projects are glorious. If you're looking to shoot something and you don't have that work under your belt yet, create it. Hit up some friends, do indie things, and start to develop a little bit of a reel in the direction that you want. It doesn't even have to be a spec project. If you just have a scene in mind, or heck, even a shot in mind, just craft up that one shot strictly for your reel. I've done that a handful of times, and nobody really knows. They're like, oh, I want to see that project. I'm like, me too. I'm sure you're familiar with HoneyBook, but if not, let me enlighten you. HoneyBook is an exceptionally helpful platform that is geared especially towards indie businesses like ourselves. It takes away all of the boring, nitty-gritty, management stuff of sending contracts and dealing with clients and coming off all professional and writing things up in Word and making a PDF and sending it out. It takes care of all of those things. Now, for me personally, I've actually been using HoneyBook for quite a while, even on the receiving end with my management for brand deals and all of this stuff where I'm sending out contracts, receiving contracts, signing off on things. And it keeps it all organized, all in one place as well. But they don't just send contracts out for you, they do tons more every step of the way. For example, they send out proposals for new clients, and then when you get said clients and get paid, they not only help you organize your finances, but also give you tips on how to even grow your business. So it really allows me to hone in on the creative, whatever these projects are, and HoneyBook just acts as the manager for your business. And if you like free money and resources, how's $10,000 sound? If you join HoneyBook in January or even start a free trial, you have a chance to win a $10,000 prize package of tools, resources, training, anything you need to get your 2025 off to a great start. HoneyBook really does want you to succeed this year, and they're doing so with this January giveaway. So I'm gonna leave a link down below for you to start this free trial for a chance to win this $10,000 package of tools. So we've got all our footage assembled. You know exactly what you want here. It's all in one folder. Now what? This is where it gets hard, honestly, especially as a DP. You want all of your best work and you want to hold on to them because it's all your babies. Well, that sucks because we got to be editors now. We got to put our editor hat on and just cut everything. I think this one in particular, I had a lot of options. My first draft was like 3 minutes long, and I just was kind of relentless and just shaved everything away. Because realistically, these things only should be 60 to 90 seconds long at the absolute most. Mine is 90 seconds long because I have a hoarding problem with my footage. The mindset you kind of have to have is if you're sitting there questioning, should I keep this or should I not? That means it's gone. You gotta get rid of it, delete it, just don't look back. You just gotta sell people fast. You gotta think the people that are giving you money, they've got a lot going on. They're probably watching a lot of footage. So keeping things short, sweet, and concise is gonna be very important. But how do we structure this? I like to say for me, I want my reel to have a strong start and a strong finish. You wanna wow people immediately, draw them in. Doesn't mean have like fluff in the middle of it just to buy time. You still want great work there. To the end with it, you wanna leave people, you know, like, oh, that was a sweet shot. And then of course, at the end, make sure you've got all of your information as well, whether it's your website, whether it's your social media, wherever you have your portfolio and wanna be contacted at. When it comes to music, I go back and forth. I know that music is very, very important. I used to do full music. I would do sound effects and sound design and make this full piece. And then I was kind of like, I'm not making a sound editor's reel. I'm making a cinematographer's reel. So I want my cinematography to show, and to me, the rest doesn't matter. Take that for what it is. That's kind of my opinion on it. But of course, get something that's fitting for kind of the flow and feeling and emotion of work. But you don't want it to be slow and drag out and boring. So find a little bit of an in-between, something that's not like Skrillex featuring A Day to Remember, but also something that's not like freaking Beethoven's something symphony. I don't know, somewhere in between. And with stuff like aspect ratios, I think that for me, diverse. There isn't one aspect ratio. You don't need to have a timeline that looks all perfect. I shoot open gate square 4:3, I shoot 2:3:9, CinemaScope, I shoot 16:9. I don't feel like I need to crop in all of these aspect ratios and ruin the image essentially by cropping to make just one timeline video fit. Share it with people. And that like final revision process, I think that you need to get people's opinions, and people's opinions who like not are just gonna be like a yes man, like where you send it out to them and they're like, dude, this is so sweet. Like I wanna send it to people and be like, I think you could do a lot better than this, or I don't like this shot, or this one's not even that impressive. I've got a few people in my circle that are to the point and blunt like that, and it's like you can't be offended about that. If you're sending it out to people for advice, it's constructive criticism, and it's important to send it to people who you think can provide that to you. So it's done. You've got it completed, you've polished it, you've watched it probably a zillion times. Everybody around you is tired of hearing the same song, at least that applies for me. What the heck do you do with it? You gotta get it out there. You wanna put it in front of as many people as you can, whether it's sending it to production companies that are local that you wanna work with. That's what I'm about to do, so sorry if you're a production company close to me, I'm gonna be blowing you up. Post it on Reddit, post it on YouTube, beg your followers to watch it. Please like and share and subscribe. Get it in front of anybody that you think needs to see it, that might hire you, but not only just hire you, might wanna be in your network with you. Other friends, other directors, other writers, other colorists. Be respectful and considerate, of course. But the goal is to get our work in front of people. So coming back to the $1 million question of, do you need it real? I mean, I don't know, do we? Leave a comment down below, because I'm curious. I could be wrong. I believe that you do need it real. I've had a lot of people say that they haven't made one in 35,000 years. To me, I'm a firm believer that making a reel is gonna get you jobs and get you money and get you people to hire you to make movies. It's worked for me. I think you should do it. So it's New Year, go get all your hard drives together in a huge fucking pile of things and make your reel and post it, because what's the worst that could happen?